Hello students, and welcome to this video for Word Chapter 4 Mid-Level Exercise Number 2. You can see here we're on page 396 of your textbook, so page 396 of your textbook, and we are going to get started here. I'm going to read the information on the screen, just checking and seeing, is my mic on? Good. All right. So this is page 396. You want to study for a semester in a foreign country. For the application process, you need to write a proposal describing the program that you are interested in. You conducted online research, found a foreign university that appealed to you, and develop a list of activities that you will participate in while away. Now, you want to format the Word document to enhance the readability and to include a cover page, table of contents, and index before submitting it to your academic advisor for discussion. So we're going to get started with it. Step A says to open up this file. So Word Chapter 4, Mid-Level Exercise 2, Study Abroad. And it says we're going to save it with a new name. So I'm clicking File, Save As, Browse. I need to choose the right folder for it to go in. So, and then also I'm adding my last name and first name. Now be careful that you're putting down your last name and first name, not the actual words last first. Okay, this is important. So this is part of following instructions. So some of you have been, by accident, I know you're not really thinking about it, putting that down instead. So it should look like this. I'm going to save it. And then it says accept all formatting changes. This is step B in the document. So I'm going to go to review, and then where it has my changes group, I'm going to click the accept arrow and choose to accept all changes. Okay, accept all changes. So it's accepted all the changes there. You're not really going to see much of a visible difference right now because it's in simple markup. Then it also says turn on track changes, so any further changes will be tracked. So I'm going to click track changes. I click on track changes. You'll notice now it's gray here, and this is also selected, so that means it's turned on. Double check and make sure it's turned on so it actually tracks it, so you don't have to go back and check again. All right, now we're on step C. It says apply heading 1 style to section headings that display in all capital letters. So these ones right here. So I've got introduction, so I'm going to double click on that, and I'm going to choose heading 1 style. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to double click on Format Painter. Now it's got that format selected. You see on my brush. I'm going to just go through and do that for each one of these. So I select this one. It said in all caps. Select this one here. You could go through and select and click heading 2, or excuse me, heading 1 for each one. But to me, it's a lot easier to do this. I'm going to select those words, not the thing. And it looks like we've gotten all of them. So I'm going to go back up. So 3 days in Strasbourg, included in the tuition, about the university, about Strasbourg, if that's saying it right, and then introduction. So I'm going to deselect Format Painter now because I've gone through and applied the style. Then it says apply heading 2 style. Scroll to locate the style in the section headings that will display alone on a line in the title case. The first letter of each word is capitalized. So it says we're applying heading 2 to section headings that display alone on a line in title case. So what that means is it's talking about these ones right here. So day 1, 2, and 3. So we're going to go to heading 2. But this one, I'll just go ahead and select each line. Click heading 2. I'll go down to this one. Select this line. Heading 2. I'll go down to this one. Select the line. Heading 2. And there we go. So those 3 have heading 2 selected. Okay, then step D, it says check all comments in the report acting on them and reply to each comment after you've read and or taken action on the item. So I'm going to go up here to the top just to start at the beginning here. So it says for the introduction, change this to heading style 1. We also did that. Also need to insert a cover page and a TOC before the heading. So let's insert that cover page here. So I'm going to click in front of introduction. I'm going to click insert, and I'm going to choose cover pages. And it doesn't really say which one. So for now, I'm just going to go with Austin. And it should move it down here. Good. and it says a TOC before the first heading. That means table of contents. So table of contents before the first heading. So I'm going to click in front of this again, and I'm going to click on references. We're going to choose table of contents, and then I'm going to go with automatic table 2. That's the one I like the best. And there we go, we got a table of contents. Okay, so let's go back down to that comment bubble, and it says we're supposed to reply to those. So I need to reply here to the comment. So I'm going to go and click on the reply button right here. You can see it comes up, and I will say, I'm just going to put down these changes have been made, because we did do those things. So I put that comment in. These changes have been made. You might say something to that effect. That's a little bit different. Then let's go down here to the second comment bubble. So next included intuition. This is a heading 1. So reply to this one again. This change has been made. Use a complete sentence when responding in the comment bubbles. All right, I'm going to go to this one right here. So this is for the second part. It says format these points as a bulleted list. And it goes on basically 2 parts, or 2 pages here. So I'm going to select these things here. And then, oh, I selected a little too far. Let me try this again. So just these lines right here, you can see it. And I'm going to go to the Home tab, and I'm going to choose Bullet Point List. Okay, there we go, good. And then I'm going to put down these changes have been made again. Remember, complete sentence. So you can use the exact same thing I said, or you can choose something that gets the same idea across, but different. This is a heading 2, same with the next 2 days. So we already did that, so let's reply and say these changes have been made. Oftentimes when you're working on a research project or other thing later on, when you're an adult and also in college, you're going to be working with multiple people. You don't do that as much now. You have some group projects, but this is a good way of communicating with the other people as you exchange the document back and forth. Maybe one person does a certain part of it, another person does another part, but still the same document. Okay, we've responded to all the comments here, and we've made the appropriate actions. So we're now on step E. So step E, it says insert a footnote on page 1. Okay, if I can scroll, I got to exile my comment here, and I'm going to press Control Home. Insert a footnote on page 1 at the end of the first sentence in the first paragraph. Now, I'm going to go to page 1 is technically this one right here. So we don't include the cover page when we're talking about the number of pages here. So page 1, it says insert a footnote at the end of the first sentence in the first paragraph. So right here, I'm clicking after the period of this first sentence in the first paragraph. And then it's after the period, which ends with Strasbourg, France. Type the following for the footnote. So I'm going to click on the References tab. I'm going to click Insert Footnote, and then I'm going to type in the following. So EU Studies Program in Strasbourg, France, http://www.eustudies.program.eu/resources/eu-studies.web.pdf. So it should look like that. It says change the number format for footnotes to ABC in the footnotes dialog box. So I have my footnotes group here. Oh, you know what? I need to check. I forgot to check the grammar here. I actually spelled something wrong. Be careful about that. I can save the file. Footnotes dialog box launcher. And then it says here change the number format for footnotes to ABC. So right here's our number format about halfway down under the format heading. And let's change it to ABC. And then we're going to click apply, not insert. So apply, and you can see it's made the change here and also the change up here at the top. So we do need to change that. It says locate the end note at the end of the page and convert it to a footnote. Let's see if there is an endnote. It didn't look like. Okay, here's our endnote right here. So you can see the endnote. Footnotes end up at the bottom of the page. Endnote ends up at the bottom of the actual thing. So we need to convert this to a footnote. So right here, I right-click on it and choose Convert to Footnote. So I went to the bottom of the document. You could do Control-N for that, and then I convert it to a footnote, and it moves it up here to the page it's located to. And you'll notice it's a B now. Okay, so we've done that. We're on step F now. Create a footer for the document consisting of the title Study Abroad. So we do need to create a footer. I'm going to double-click down here in the footer section, and it says Study Abroad followed by space and a page number. So it says left align the footer area. So I'm going to do a little different order here. I'm first going to put in the page number. So it's bottom of the page because it's a footer, and it's supposed to be left aligned. So right here, left aligned. And then what I'm going to do, it says when we put in the page number, we're supposed to put in the title Study Abroad followed by a space and a page number. So I'm going to, after I put in my page number, I'm going to type in Study Abroad and then space. So it should look like this. Also, we now know the title of our thing is Study Abroad. So let's go up to the cover page here and change the title, the document title to. So Study Abroad. And we'll come back here to our cover page and make a few more changes here. Okay, so we've done that here for the cover page. Okay, so we actually went and I did a few of the steps out of order here. So step G, you can see, is create a cover page of your choosing, delete any placeholders we're not using. So we had here earlier, I right-click and do remove content control. The author name, we're going to end up changing here to yourself, so first and last name. So we're actually going to do that right now, apparently. And then Study Abroad, document subtitle. It doesn't really give us a specific thing for it, so I'm going to get rid of that as well. So I just have Study Abroad and then my name. So that's how your cover page should look. It says it wants a table of contents on a separate page. So let's click on our introduction, or in front of our introduction, title, and then I'm going to click Insert, and I'm going to do Page Break. So it moves it down. It said it wanted a separate table of contents here. This is step H. That's why we're doing it. So we have our table of contents. So we kind of did this a little bit backwards in the order, but that's okay. Step I, mark all occurrences of the following text for inclusion in the index. So I'm going to do find, and I'm going to start typing some of these in. So this is step I. I'll say, or whatever it is. Select that word, and then I'm going to choose here in my review tab. Oh, excuse me, wrong tab. References tab. I thought I had the wrong one. References tab. I'm going to click Mark Entry. And I have the word selected, and I'm going to choose Mark All. And you can see it added it in. There's that coding that appears. So don't worry about that coming up. You do just type it in. So I can search for it that way. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the next word in the list. So Black Forest. Let me try this again here. Black Forest. So I'm going to select that. Mark Entry. Black Forest. We choose Mark All. Very simple for that. The coding appears, you can see there. Then I'm going to type in the next word, which is classes. So I'm going to select that one. There's only that one word. I don't want the space select. I just want the word. Mark Entry, classes. I'm going to choose Mark All. Voila. And you're just going through that list. So I'm doing it. You can do it as well. It says EU. So I type in EU, go for the first occurrence of the word. So notice it's capital EU, not that lowercase one. So EU I've got, Mark All, there we go, and I click Close. So you're just going through here, doing that. EU, France. So let's select that word here. I'm going to do Mark Entry, France, Mark All. Close. I'm just going through these here quickly. If you need to, pause the video, go through it, watch it, get this part again. Grand Isle, I'm assuming. So it looks like it's only mentioned once, so I'm going to select that. Mark entry, mark all, close, and I've got one left here to do. Rhine Valley. If I can type it right, so Rhine Valley. So I'm going to select that. So it looks like right here, Rhine Valley. Select the 2 words. And then let's do the mark entry thing one last time. So mark entry, Rhine Valley, mark all, close. And then it also says for step I here, if you need to, pause the video. It says for step I, cross-reference Strasbourg with France. So let's do Strasbourg. Wow. Excuse me, Strasbourg. So I'm going to go up here. So I'm going to select the word Strasbourg. I'm going to choose cross-reference. Actually, oh, let's do this. So let's try mark entry and then cross-reference C France. There we go. So I'm selecting Strasbourg and I'm choosing, instead of the current page here, C France, and then we're going to do mark. Okay, so now that we've done that, what we're going to do, it says on a separate page at the end of the document, create an index. So this is still part of step I. It's a longer step. So on a separate page, I go down to the bottom of my document. I'm going to click Insert. I'm going to choose a page break. And then on this new page, it says we need to create that index. So I click on the References tab. I'm choosing Insert Index, and it says we're choosing Classic Format. So my formats are down here. So you see all this print preview. Formats are down here. We're choosing Classic. We're going to click OK. And now it has mine in there. Now I have non-printing characters on, so it's going to look a little different here than maybe yours. So there it is. I finished putting it in. And then it says share the document with your instructor, OneDrive. We're not doing the steps for OneDrive. After the documents get saved, get a sharing link, blah, 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 copy the link and paste it as the footer. We're not doing that, so we're skipping step J. What we do need to do is step K, save the document. So do that. And then it also says save the document as a PDF with the same file name. So we're doing File, Export, Create PDF, so that's XPF, and the same name. So right here, it's already got the same name. It's in the same folder as my file, so that's good. I have it in the right place. I click Publish. So you're going to submit to me 2 files for this exercise. You've got the PDF that looks something like this. Notice it's tracked all the changes. It's got the comments there, and it has my index there as well. Okay, so you want that, and then you also want to submit the Word document. So it's PDF, Word document, both with the same name, and that, class, is how you complete Word Chapter 4 Mid-Level Exercise number 2.